This video is a full tutorial on AHD CCTV camera installation from the introductory level to the practical setup of an AHD CCTV camera system. Please watch to the end. Let's begin by looking at the various components required to set up a complete AHD CCTV camera system. The components you see here are the very components you require to set up a complete AHD CCTV camera system. These are all AHD CCTV cameras. Regardless of the shapes of the cameras, when you look at the terminals of these cameras, you realize that they all have this connector called BNC connector on one terminal, which is the video terminal. And this is a feature you will not find on an IP CCTV camera. This other terminal is a power terminal of the camera. This is where power is fed into the camera. This shape of cameras are referred to as bullet cameras. They are designed for use at outdoor locations. This other type of camera is called a dome camera or the dome-shaped camera. Dome cameras most often are used indoors, but you may find some dome cameras designed for outdoor use. In that case, it will be clearly stated on the camera that it can be used or it can be placed at outdoor locations. Please take note that the identifying feature on all analog or AHD cameras is the presence of a BNC connector, which is the point through which video is taken from the camera into the DVR. This is the digital video recorder or the DVR, which is the video recording system used in all AHD or analog CCTV camera installations. They come with BNC connectors just as you can see here, and they are the points through which the BNC cables from the cameras can be fed into the DVR. This particular DVR is a 4-channel DVR, which means that it can take a maximum of 4 cameras, which can be fed through these BNC inputs into the DVR.
Hi designers! Do you know Cohom? For those of you who don't know, Cohom is a 3D interior design platform.
These are the recommended cables for the installation of AHD CCTV cameras. These cables are called coaxial cables. They are fitted with BNC connectors that enables you to be able to connect this cable to the video terminal of the camera, so that as you connect this cable to the camera, it serves the purpose of transmitting videos from the camera to the DVR, which sits at the other end of the coaxial cable. Apart from the video connection on the camera, you need to supply power to the camera through this DC power connector. So a cable like this one is required to be used to connect power into the camera. This DC power connector is something I fixed on the cable myself, and you can as well do by yourself. So this end connects power into the camera by plugging in the DC connector this way. This other end will be wired into a professional power supply unit. This is an example of a professional CCTV power supply unit. This particular one is capable of supplying power to as much as 9 CCTV cameras. By each of these green blocks, you will see positive and negative. These are the points where you push in each camera's power terminal in order to power up a CCTV camera. So all these parts that we have outlined so far are the parts you need to set up a complete AHD CCTV camera system. But it is worth noting that all DVRs come with provision for internet connection, which is to facilitate remote view of the cameras on a mobile phone or on any smart device. You can use a wireless router like this one, which has LAN ports through which you can connect a network cable and connect into the DVR in order to supply internet into the DVR. You may as well use any source of cable internet into your DVR just to serve the purpose of providing internet for remote view ability of your cameras. Let's have a comprehensive look at a DVR, or a digital video recorder. This is a digital video recorder, or a DVR, which is the recording system for AHD or analog CCTV camera installations. This is the front panel of this DVR. In front here are LED indicators that show power, hard disk drive, and network presence. The connection ports on this device are located at the back of the device. The first port here is the DC power port, through which power is supplied to the DVR. A 12 volts DC power adapter like this is used to feed power into the DVR by simply plugging this end into the DC power port of the DVR. This next port here is an RS485 port for connecting the control cables for PTZ cameras. Here is an RJ45 port through which internet can be supplied into the DVR to facilitate the remote viewing of the cameras connected to this DVR on mobile phones and other smart devices. Below here are USB ports for connecting USB devices to the DVR. You can use it for a mouse or even a backup drive with USB for backing up data from the DVR. To have a better understanding of this set of ports, let's first look at these other ports. These are video inputs through which AHD CCTV cameras are connected into the DVR. These connectors you see here are called female BNC connectors, and it is these connectors that are used to determine the capacity of a DVR in terms of the maximum number of cameras that can be connected into the DVR. Let's take for instance, this DVR is a 4-channel DVR, since it has provision for a maximum of 4 cameras, which is indicated by these 4 BNC inputs. These are audio inputs. They are the ports through which sound or audio cables from cameras with microphones embedded in them can be connected into the DVR. And so these are provisions made in case all 4 cameras have microphones, so that the sound from those cameras can be fed into the DVR. The VGA output here enables you to connect your DVR to a monitor to facilitate the view of your DVR and the camera videos on a monitor which has a VGA input. This is the type of cable that connects to the VGA port. I guess you are familiar with this type of cable. There is also this output, which is the HD output, where you can connect an HDMI cable so that you can have your DVR connected to a TV screen or any other screen that has an HDMI input using the HDMI cable. This port is where you connect a speaker in order to hear sound from cameras that have microphone. Let's now look at the interior part of the DVR, because you will most definitely need to install a hard disk drive into the DVR. So we'll open the DVR by loosening the screws around it. So we'll open the case. As you can see, there is no hard disk drive in the DVR currently, and this is exactly how it comes when you purchase it new. The 4 holes provided here are meant for holding the hard disk drive, which you will have to purchase separately and install into the DVR. Here is a hard disk drive I intend to install in my DVR. The DVR comes with both the power connection cable and then the data cable for connecting the hard disk drive into the DVR. So we will be plugging the cables into the hard disk drive. We'll start with the data cable. So I'll plug the data cable here. It is firmly locked into the hard drive. So I'll connect the power cable as well. I'll plug it here. There are supposed to be 4 screws below the hard disk drive that must be used to lock the DVR, but I continually remove it for training purposes, so I have only 2 screws in place. So I'll place it in the DVR this way and then tighten the screws from behind the DVR. We can now connect the cables. This is the power cable. It goes here, push it to lock, and then the data connection goes here. So we can just close the case and then the DVR is ready for use. We'll now do the final part by connecting all the systems together to have our cameras fully functional.
Did you know you can receive an airdrop by completing just one simple task? All you need to do is connect wallet notifications created by Metla. Stay up to date on all wallet activities.
These are 4 AHD cameras that will be connected to this 4-channel DVR. We will be using coaxial cables like this that have been fitted with BNC connectors at the ends to connect video from each camera into the DVR. This is a power supply unit that will be used to supply power to each of the 4 cameras. The power will be taken into each camera using these power cables, having DC connectors placed at the end of each of the cables. Let's now go through the setup process. The first step is to connect video from each camera into the DVR. So with this first coaxial cable, I will lock these 2 cables together and connect this other end into the DVR. The same process will be repeated for camera 2, 3 and 4. So my next coaxial cable goes here and connect it to the DVR. Camera 3 goes the same way. And also camera 4. The next process is to connect power into each camera. I will start with this power cable, which I will plug into this camera, and then take this other end into the power supply unit. We've already taken the brown wire as positive and the blue as negative in the course of terminating the end that we plug into the camera. So I'll pass it into the power supply unit, secure it. I will be terminating it on the terminal block, so I will lose this block there. The positive cable will go into this point and then tighten it up. I will then fix the negative also and tighten it up. We will repeat the process for camera 2, 3 and 4. So I'll plug the next power cable into the second camera, lose the next power block, put in the positive cable into the positive hole and tighten it up. The negative terminal also goes into the negative terminal hole and then you have to tighten it up. We will do the same for camera 3. Camera 4 now. All 4 cameras have now been fully connected. So I'll turn on the power supply unit. You can see my devices loading up. The cameras are also coming up. And you can now see all 4 cameras working now. It is a simple process, and provided your terminations are fully and well done, you should have the same result as I've gotten. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video.